Hey everyone, it's me, Master Walrus 9, back with another episode of the SloppyWorld podcast. I'm here today, joined by my two wonderful guests, ObstaTyph
Hello.
and Wubzie.
Oh,
Now, ObstaTyph, would you like to start off by saying a little thing about yourself? Introduce yourself, however you wish.
No. I'm not sure what to do. You didn't really tell me anything of like an idea of what you say.
Oh, just
I play video games.
he plays video games, everyone. Woo!
I'm playing a video game right now.
Oh, what game you playing?
That's that's not important.
Okay. Wubzie, what about you? What do you play? Or what do you want to tell us about yourself?
well, I'm just Italian extraordinaire. Uh, we we do some other things that my lawyers advised me to not say on the podcast. Actually,
Oh, I presume that's relative to your Italian heritage.
it could be. It could be that less you know, the better.
Okay,
Just like the song.
just like the song. Oh,
Did you know that it's actually just one guy?
just like Mario. It's just one guy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the name of a dude. It's the name of a singular guy.
First name Tame, last name Impala.
First name Tame, last name Impala. How do you tame an Impala? Do you like bring some like oil and lug nuts over to it? Like right click on them.
Well, I think you gotta have
You ask him
insurance.
politely.
I think that's the
You
first
gotta have
thing.
insurance.
It senses if you have insurance.
It's as if you have insurance, and if you don't, that's when you can tame it. So Paul, actually, I did have an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you go? I'm gonna put a link here. Why don't you go to this website, and I can explain once you get there what my idea here is.
Okay, let's see. Exotic meat markets.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at this. Have you ever been on this website before? Exotic meat markets?
I have not. I've never heard of this site before.
You have not. So this, you can actually I'm sure that you're scrolling through it now.
Yeah.
But you can see like beaver meat, otter meat, uh, dove meat, emu meat,
Guinea pig meat.
exotic hot dog of the month club. Look at this. 3 pounds of hot dogs per month. January's venison, February's bison, so far and so forth. I watched some dude on YouTube cook some of this crazy stuff earlier, and it really is. He did like some what was it? He did some weird, was it this thing? Nutria? Yeah, it was a nutria. It was a nutria meat. It is not a rat, I guess, but man, that thing looked disgusting.
Dude.
He said it tasted really good though, which is so crazy to me.
This is interesting. It makes sense for something like this to exist. I just never thought to look for it.
Yeah, but you could do yak meat, pigeon meat, wild pigeon meat.
Dude, just go to
And
New
you could
York.
then you could do like normal stuff, because you could do like Kobe and Wagyu and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
eel. Like semi-normal stuff that you just can't get everywhere, but it's not like not normal.
Halal wild goat burgers.
Yeah.
Alligator sirloin. This is interesting right here. I've never heard of something like this before.
Alligator heart.
The whole
Goat heart.
Get turtle
Alpaca
eggs?
tongue. So I mean, just like an idea, if you ever have like a special or something, like a special episode, you buy something on this, you cook it up you cook it up. I mean, it's some of this stuff is pretty friggin' crazy.
Yeah, no, that. This is interesting.
Some of this stuff is super expensive, but some of it is also very cheap, and it kind of makes sense, depending on what you're looking at. What is it? Squirrel meat. Oh, one squirrel, $100.
My brother had a squirrel once.
Dude, I could
We
go
don't, we
outside
don't
with my
talk
like.
about that squirrel. He had it on the bottom of his foot, maybe.
I could go
He might have
outside.
stepped on it.
I could go outside with my slingshot and go get a squirrel.
Ay caramba.
What are you, like an 80s movie, like young kid with his slingshot, his little Boy Scout uniform and his slingshot? Hey, Uncle Fred, I'm gonna go hit some squirrels with my slingshot.
One squirrel? No way a squirrel's $100. Dude, I could probably go to like Petco.
Outside, not even like a foot away from your bedroom window.
I could go to Petco. Get
Oh dear.
get 50 squirrels for $100.
So why are you buying 50 squirrels
I love
from us today?
squirrels.
No reason.
I love squirrels.
Sanctuary in my tummy.
We're doing a little experiment at my school where I'm teaching stuff about squirrels. Yeah.
Dog legs.
Dude, I'm not opposed to like a lot of this stuff. There's a few things I wouldn't eat. Like I'll eat most animals, but I'll eat like the normal parts of the flesh, right? But
Your flesh is not normal.
like I don't know if you've seen that guy on
Bobcat.
Instagram, Butterdog,
Yeah.
who he eats like bovine testicles and like orangutan foreskin.
This is probably where he gets a lot of that stuff, actually.
He's got
I would not be super surprised.
You get intestines for your pets. You get an alligator heart. He ate a lamb head. It's like, ugh.
Kangaroo's super expensive.
Goat
Jeez.
brain. Ugh. No. Ugh. Ugh. Shoot. I gotta get off
My
the
brain
site.
smells like tuna.
Shark meat, 1 pound, $30. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, I gotta get off this website. I can't be looking at the brains. Oh, frig.
Bone marrow. No, but this is I mean this is quite the what do they have for prices on moose meat? Because we're 20 grams, 20 grams, $100. Oh my, 2 pounds to 3 pounds a grand. Oh my god, dude, man, I could sell this stuff online for this. This would be crazy because it's like a $6 bullet that gets you this.
Dude, for real. Where we live, we have a lot of moose in our area, but we also have a lot of hunting going on. We could make friggin' bank.
Yeah, I mean, we package this stuff for overseas. Man.
Dude, I could
because this stuff has to be selling, you know? I mean,
I probably have some like Saudi contacts.
What would you do? I'm gonna I'm gonna start working out with like Julian or Reed or something and like make them pre-workout every day and slowly start. They have powderized like camel milk and donkey milk powder. I'm just gonna slowly sneak that into the pre-workout.
Camel maxing.
See how much is too much, and he notices.
Speaking of working out, I started doing a little bit of workout again. It's nothing much, nothing crazy, but I've been getting my dumbbell curls in and chest presses.
There you go.
So, fairly happy with how that's been going so far. I need to get more done, but I know it's a slow progressional. I just gotta keep at it.
You just gotta keep working on it.
working on that thing.
I'm not. My lawyer advised me to not continue with that.
So ObstaTyph, tell us a little bit about yourself. What would you say is your biggest talent?
I can trick people into thinking I'm sober.
No, you can't. Dude,
Oh, I meant the opposite of that.
Oh. Dude, when you called the other night, you were drunk. You were drunk.
I was actually I was drunk and I was trying so hard to like convince you to come with Whitley and I
I was
because
fake.
I was not confident you were making it home.
I was thinking about going to meet you guys, but by the time I get done, it was like 11, and I was getting pretty tired.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I mean, if you needed me to pick you guys up,
Yeah, my girlfriend came and picked me up, but Ashton, I guess, had sobered up, supposedly.
I tricked you.
Yeah, you did. Tricked me real good.
no, but ObstaTyph,
No.
you've I mean, I think the name's out of the bag, Ashton. You've gone to tournament for a few things in certain games. What games have you played, quote unquote, professionally?
Technically none of them. I just play in tournaments.
Yeah, but I mean, what games have you played in tournaments?
A lot.
Such as?
Let's see. What's a really good one?
Double Dash.
I did not play in a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament. I was banned from a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament.
What? Okay, hold on.
Okay.
You cannot glaze past that. Why? How did you get banned from a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament? What?
My teammate said I was calling them mean names, but they were calling me mean names, but they were prettier, so they were believed over me.
That's what they all say.
That is what they all said. They all said that he was prettier than me.
It's crazy, dude.
You play multiverses.
Oh yeah, that dead game.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, honestly. Could have been it.
Game
Could have been
had
lit.
such a bad fun. They were doing relatively well, then they closed the whole
They
game
took
down.
the game down. They brought it back. It was slow. They finally speed it up, and then what do you know? Game over.
Yeah, we're just done. We spent all that money on servers and all that money on development again to fix the game. We closed it down and opened it 16 times, and yeah, we're just done. That's it.
That's the Z Slav special.
That's the game, dude.
For real. Dude, have you seen what DC's newest endeavor is into the gaming world? I say DC because Multiverses is Warner Bros, right? It looks like such a shitty mobile game. It's like DC Legends or something like that.
That's the best game to ever touch phones, actually, by now.
Dark Legion. It's DC Dark Legion. And I'm sure you have seen the ads somewhere on YouTube here and there. But it looks so poor quality. It's using the fake ad techniques where it looks like it's one game and it's a different game. DC has been not it. And seeing Multiverses make its downfall is unfortunate. Because it was cool. There are some cool concepts. I really like the idea of a focus on doubles rather than singles.
Yeah, they stopped doing that after season 2 because nobody else did.
Nobody wanted to play their doubles.
Nobody had friends. People who play Flat Fighters don't have friends. That's the issue.
That is a fact,
That's
though.
true.
You've also been playing Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl
No, the second one.
too.
We
Well,
call it NASB 2. Us in the know.
no,
This guy.
this guy. Look at this guy.
The know in question.
As in
The
no.
one server.
How's that game been going? I thought it was
Two
relatively
players.
dead.
It's fine. Game isn't dead if it has small following that is actually playing the game consistently. There's tournaments every week.
That is, I have to disagree with you. That is not how it works.
It's as alive as the game has ever been. It is consistent.
See,
it's consistently low.
I
But that's
I
why
will
it's
I
consistent.
can accept that, but it doesn't make it not dead because there's a small fan base playing it consistently. That's just not how that works.
That is how it works. A village isn't dead if there's 5 people in it.
No, but it's on life support.
Yeah, it's on life support. It's still being dead doesn't mean there's 0 players playing a game. It just means that there's a incredibly low amount of people playing the game. If there's less
No,
than
it's a low played game, but it's fine. But what I'm saying is, let me rephrase my village example. If a village starts out with 5 people and in 200 years it still has 5 people,
then it was
is it
dead on
dead?
arrival. Then it was dead on arrival. Yes. It never took off. A modern game in this setting, especially a game focused on online and competitive gameplay, needs at least like at least 1,000 concurrent players at the very minimum. In I'd say in my opinion, but I've actually watched a lot of what do you call it? I don't want to be like, oh, I watched blah 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 like Reddit blah blah blah, but it's not true. I've watched a lot of different people who are like they consider themselves internet historians when it comes to games like that, and they're the general consensus is even on games that have like 100 or so players, it's still just it's dead. It's not, that's not a game. If it takes 30 years to load into a friggin' game, then it's dead. I mean, yeah, a game doesn't. A game can be dead when it's never had a huge player base. It just was dead on arrival.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean,
I
look
get
at
it.
Not hating on Nasby or anything, because
No, it's
I did
fine.
I
just
did
won't
like
talk
the
about what
game.
I like.
I mean, you made
No,
me
you're fine.
buy
I'm
it.
teasing. I teased it.
What is a game that I played that's dead on arrival? I've definitely played games that were dead on arrival before. I'm just trying to think of one.
Nah, you only play the popular game.
No, that's not well, no, that's not true. Oh, what is it called? Gigantic. I played Gigantic, and that was dead on arrival. And uh, I say on arrival on its second course because Gigantic was like a game from like 2014 or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and they re-upped it, and it just I think that they're going to close it down again just because they're not getting the same with similar to multiverses, as it just did not pick up.
Yeah.
It was popular years ago, and it just did not pick up again, and it's done.
I don't play it, so I'm definitely not the authority on it, but there's a lot of games that try to like get into the modern age and make itself known. Like it's just a wrong time right thing kind of ordeal, right? And one of those ones that I thought was gonna be like that was the finals. The finals, that's the game.
Yeah.
I don't play it, but from what I've heard from people, it is good.
That's also another game that was similar to how multiverses happened. It came out, it was a pretty decently big thing when it first came out for like the first couple months of playing, and then it dipped below 1,000. And it's just kind of,
I feel like Marvel Rivals.
And that's a game I played too. Marvel Rivals, I would not agree with. Marvel Rivals is still a very, very large game. It's just that we have not been playing it.
It's died down a bit from where it started. Now, I still think that it is a lot better than its counterpart in Overwatch. And I don't like the Overwatch as necessarily its like main rival, I guess. A lot of people put it that way, but they're honestly different games.
I think that you're also making the down. I don't know. I think that you're making the fall of players sound a little bit more dramatic than it actually is.
It's
Because it did not really falter like these other games that we're talking about.
no.
Like it faltered less than even like the Call of Duty games, which normally have a very consistent player base.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's still holding strong. It's just not as strong as launch.
yeah, but that's like 99.9% of games. You're not gonna find a game that's as big as one of these games on launch that stays that big for more than a couple months. It's just not how it happens.
Yeah, those
We're
are
down to 2 million from 3 million. Time to shut it down.
Yeah, exactly. Not exactly.
No, yeah, you're right. Those are like 1 in a million games. Like I know it's everyone's favorite game to discuss, but Fortnite is arguably one of those games.
Yeah, Fortnite's dead on arrival, dude.
I don't know.
That Fortnite is an interesting one because Fortnite existed for a decent bit before the battle royale genre happened, and then Fortnite also had one of the biggest drops in player base in history, like recorded fact in history,
Really?
because of how big it became and how the 2021 it had such a low player base compared to what most would consider its peak, which was like season 2, season 3.
Yeah.
It had such a large fall off in the 2020s. It was like actually historical level of fall off there. Fortnite, I think the people that and I like Fortnite okay, but I think the people that like not pulling like any offense or anything, but I think that people with Fortnite are kind of blinded by what they like about the game and haven't really noticed didn't really don't really recognize the fall off that it had in like the 2020s, early 2020s, 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021. It was such a low player base game, and also the fact that it didn't even launch with the battle royale mode. That came like a year after. And before that year after, it was a dead on arrival game. Nobody played Save the World. It was like a less than 1,000 player count game. I mean, nobody played it. Nobody knew what it was. And if the big thing is that it's one of the big free to play games from that era. Like there wasn't a whole lot of free to play options. So the fact that anybody could buy a console or buy a cheap computer and play it right off the bat made it into what it was today. Because like I said before that, you really did not see a lot of free to play games like that of that size and that polish, I should say.
Yeah.
It was just unprecedented. And that's really not saying that it's a bad game, but at the time that was really the only reason why it was becoming as big as it was, even during the season 2, season 3 days.
That
It's
makes
just
sense. Yeah.
I didn't mean to yap for
No,
an hour.
go ahead. Yeah, dude. That's what the purpose of the show is. That's what the point of the mask is.
But yeah, it's the games in this light are something that I genuinely have had a lot of interest in in my life. Games that are kind of like weird cases, you know.
Yeah.
Games now are so much different than they were 10 years ago, close to 5 years ago.
Oh, for real,
I
dude.
mean,
10 years ago.
Only in this era and with this generation, I should say, not generation, but I don't know what I'm looking to say. This just how people our age and how people younger than us, a little bit younger than us, are now that you can release games how they release them now.
Oh, dude, for real. You gotta download a patch as soon as you get the game. You get the game, you have to download the game. Like with PS4 or whatever. thinking console, because a lot of people are still console people, right?
Hmm.
You get the game and you have to download the game. It's not right out the disc. Now you go back to like the PS3, not even the PS3 era, the PS2 era, the PS1 era. A disc was ready to read as soon as it came out. Now the graphics and whatnot weren't as impressive as they are today, but still the games are they're ready, they're good to go.
Yeah.
And now everything's optimized. Dude, I saw a picture of like a pallet of GameCube memory cards, PlayStation 2 memory cards. Like literally thousands of these, and someone asked how big that would be, and so I think someone responded it would be like 2 gigabytes. If you got a 2 gigabyte game these days, you're sketchy of it because like it's small.
Yeah. For sure. Or it's like some indie game that is a good chunk of the time just slop. I'm gonna be honest. This era of games right now where you're like in a small team and it's kind of just a roguelite, but people have just kind of glorified it into these company games or whatever, like the Office game where it's like Among Us imposters, or like what do you call it? The Among Us like games, like what's that Office game called? I can't remember what it is.
Office Simulator.
Is that what it's called? That
Might be.
No, it's like the product one. It's the name of it is a fake company name, I think. And then the other one that's like in space and you're spaceman and you have stamina if you jump a bunch. Like the imposter games, and then the games that are like Lethal Company where it's just a roguelite, not a cooperative roguelite. I honestly people are just pumping those out.
Yeah.
These games are very unpolished, very bare bones, and they're just pumping shit out just to be like, hey, I have just to get a bunch of sales, because these games are like, first of all, small, and they're like $5-10 a piece.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I'll be honest though, it's not new. It's not a new experience because no, okay. You're experiencing now firsthand, but you look back at like the Wii and the DS era, and especially like PS3, 360, the amount of shovelware that was available was insane.
Oh no, for sure. I think I'm just more talking about this specific trend of thing, because obviously there's always been trends and stuff, but back then, shovelware was shovelware, and most people could tell what shovelware was and what shovelware isn't. But now you have all these YouTubers. Oh my god, these YouTubers that buy these $10 games, and there's like 10 of them playing it, and it looks fun in that big group. And that's not actually what the game is genuinely. I don't want to say it's not what it's genuinely like, but you're not going to get hours and hours of gameplay on these things, or even not even anywhere near to that. It's just I don't know. People are pumping those out for a quick profit, and not really for the like shovelware, but so incredibly targeted. Way more targeted than old shovelware used to be. It's now just it's almost like how ads have become super targeted towards demographics and stuff, because of new technology and all that good stuff. It's just I don't know. I guess I just have a sore spot for these types of things in general, because the concepts are just that. I think I'm more mad about the concepts rather than the shovelware, because it's just such bare bones concepts, and it's just everybody's taking the same idea, and it's just kind of sad, and charging $5 for the same game 6 or 7 times in a row.
And arguably what you're seeing going on is that like these companies are coming up and maybe they're not advertising it directly, but they'll give like these YouTubers a free game and be like, yo, I'm a big time fan of your channel. I'd love it if you could play this game I made. It's not going to be advertised. You don't have to say we're sponsoring you or anything like that because we're not going to give you any money. But if you could play it, that would be wicked. So like the YouTuber gets a free game, they get some content, and
Yeah,
that's
they see it as a win-win because they get all these people buying their games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
so.
No. That's totally that is exactly what's happening, and it's very predatory towards the YouTubers' viewers. It's very predatory towards their viewers because although you're not saying it's an ad, which is normally what people are like, oh, okay, they're getting sponsored to say this. They're sponsoring with it. They're sponsoring it without actually having to say that they're sponsored by it. You'd understand what I mean.
Mhm.
It's they're still sponsoring and saying, "Hey, this is the game," blah 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 blah. But they're not required to actually say anything that any formal way that they're sponsored by it or that they're that they're getting paid to do that or anything like that because they're not getting paid necessarily, but they got the game for free and they're getting paid via the content, and then all these YouTubers are getting contacted at once, and the how these people are all getting paid is the views and the free game, and the businesses are getting all these people now buying their game, their $5 shovelware 6 hour made game.
Mhm.
It's just I don't know.
No, yeah, I feel you, man.
I think it's more a personal thing that I have against these types of games because I mean like it, it 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 really is incredibly pump and dump, and it's the same people really making all these games under different aliases, different stuff, so they're just making a bunch of money from these YouTuber tactics.
Yeah. No, it's unfortunate because there's a large amount of that. I don't want to say this. Parenting has changed a lot in the last 20 years, and you can tell that because of the single phrase iPad kid.
Hmm.
Right now, I'll be completely fair. When I was a kid, I was a DS kid, so I played my DS and my Game Boy and whatever a lot. But I'll make the argument that's slightly better because that wasn't connected to the internet.
Yeah.
And now
Oh
you
yeah,
got
for
these
sure.
iPad kids who, yes, they're wasting their time on an electronic or a computer or whatnot, but that's connected to the internet, and that's arguably dangerous.
And a lot of that is exactly the targeting thing with the YouTubers. All these kids are watching. First of all, I've seen some of these friggin' shows and YouTubers that these kids watch, and oh my god, is it some of the worst slop ever?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just oh my gosh, like the people like Jeffy and all this stuff. It's just the worst slop known to man.
For real.
I mean, there's no substance at all. It's just buzzword after buzzword and poop and fart and a little bit of buy my this or buy my that in it.
Steal your parents' credit card. I got a new T-shirt
Exactly.
out.
And that definitely ties into the shovelware thing that we were talking about a second ago. These kids, the people that are buying these games like Lethal Company and all this other stuff, and I'll give it to Lethal Company because it's at least the one it's at least the original of the specific genre that they're capturing, which is slightly better in my opinion. But they're not using their money. It's not a whole shit ton of adults buying these games. It's a bunch of kids
Mm-hmm.
that are using their parents' cards to buy these games, which is arguably worse.
Yeah. No,
Because
oh, go ahead.
these people are going to grow up and they're gonna continue with this slop. I mean, they're definitely it's definitely just going to be a continuation, continuously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I'm nowhere near the point of having kids or having that conversation of kids, but I do know that if I do have kids someday, I don't want to have I don't want to be an iPad parent. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want to give them access to video games and electronics, just because I feel, looking back on my life, I could have been a better person or more proactive without that influence. However, I also feel that I am the person I am today because of that influence, and I could have ended up potentially worse.
Well, I definitely, my thing is I think that that an undeveloped, I should say not undeveloped, an unmatured mind and YouTube and stuff like that, and internet access like that is a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not getting
Yeah.
like an iPhone. I think at most would be like an iPod, because they can't
You need
have
music.
data. They can't have data. They can have their music, download some like fucking Coco Melon or whatever for them.
Yeah,
I'm not doing Coco
personally
Melon.
against. Yeah,
No, I'll give them.
no, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but give them stuff to where they have entertainment but no TV. Or
Yeah.
no internet. I think the internet is definitely a place that you need to be more mature to actually access. Like I'm not the biggest fan of government regulation in terms of monitoring us on the TV or like going to the internet and whatnot. However, I'm not necessarily opposed to like age minimums for people to be on the internet. And it's a weird conversation that it's going to be hard to get into, because you look at schools are using websites like Khan Academy, and are teaching kids how to use laptops and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's unavoidable.
I think the big thing is media literacy. I think the big thing is media literacy. I mean, you got to teach media literacy from a young age so that kids understand the type of content that they're seeing. They understand the type of content that they're seeing. They understand what the content is trying to do or say to them. Because no matter what, there's always a point in people doing content. They either want the clicks and the engagement, or they're doing it, monetary reasons. They're doing to try to convey a message, trying to get you to buy something else. Any form of media is trying to do something always. There's no meaningless media in the world.
No, for
And
real.
people who say there is are just
I think there's purposeless. There's purposeless media, or media without necessarily a purpose, but it definitely has a meaning or a goal it's trying to get to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Media that doesn't attribute to anything in terms of society, but it's got a negative predatory goal.
Oh yeah.
Purposeless in that instance.
For sure. No, I totally get what you mean by that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no, but like I think back about what I watched. I remember when I got YouTube on my Nintendo 3DS. That was a crazy experience. And I watched a lot of Minecraft Let's Plays.
huge.
Now, when I was watching stuff, there was this channel called Challenge Accepted. And it was 3 people. And I got into them because they did Minecraft, but specifically they did Pixelmon, so Pokemon Minecraft. Because like I'm huge into that stuff. Pokemon Minecraft, what's not to love? Anyways, eventually one of the 3 guy, or there was 2 guys and a girl. One of the guys left, so it was a duo for a while. And then the other guy left, so it was just a girl. And the girl decided to rename the channel Afmal. And keep this in mind, she's advertising primarily towards children, right? She's got toys. Yeah. She's got toys in the store. And It was a long while ago, before she had the toys and she became a popular household name, quote unquote. But she was doing a Honey Pop series. And for those who aren't familiar with Honey Pop, it's a dating sim and Bejeweled puzzle game, but you're taking your girls on dates to get lucky, we'll put it that way.
Okay.
It's a rated M game for
Yeah.
because it shows full nudity, right? And just thinking about how she was relatively always a children's channel, and she's showing that form of game and that form of content on her channel, and she blurred stuff out, but it's providing knowledge and information about that. I don't know how to necessarily feel about that kind of situation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like YouTube and stuff is a pretty dangerous place for young kids. Now, am I gonna say necessarily agree or disagree with moderation of incredible moderation of that for that reason? I no, I'm not going to say that I do agree, but at the same time, I think ultimately it's the parents
you need to do a better
responsibility.
job.
Yeah, I mean a big thing is I think we'll start to see the next generation start to get a little bit better with that because of not only are the children going to be more technologically advanced, but the adults are going to be more technologically advanced. I can tell you right now that that obviously parental controls have existed for a long time. My mom would not have been did not know how to set up parental controls on anything.
Mhm.
She didn't. I absolutely could.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a major difference in the upcoming generations is the fact that not only the kids are going to have grown up with technology their whole lives, but the adults are going to have been with technology their whole lives.
Yeah, no. I'd say that's gonna be about half the population. As someone who works as a teacher and is in the school system, there's definitely those who are gonna be more proactive with monetization and stuff like that. But there's definitely those who aren't gonna care because their parents don't care at this moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree with you.
And it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of like what we can kind of expect.
Yeah.
And so I'm arguably gonna say we're gonna see a bit more of a divide in terms of stuff. In terms of behavior and perception of information and whatnot. Yo, we've been going off. Ashton, you got anything you wanna say about this subject?
Not really. You covered all the points.
All right. No, this is good stuff. Now, Ashton, you're in college right now. Do you mind disclosing what your major is
Why?
for a conversation point?
Okay, business. Sorry, I just didn't see how it pertained.
That's fine.
Iron munching.
No,
This is true.
And you enjoy business?
Pays bills.
That's fair. I'll be honest, I fucking forgot what I was gonna go off. I had a whole idea and I forgot. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I'm drawing a Reddit moderator right now.
Dude, tabbed out.
But and Caleb, you're going for aviation, correct? Or you're planning on going for aviation?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Get to the point here.
No, those are really interesting concepts. Now, fuck. I seriously had points. I had to write them down and everything, but I forgot.
Lost the paper. Did you eat it?
I'm just enthralled by this man. But
What are you even doing over there?
I'm just drawing. I'll show you a picture of him later. Anyways,
He's got his coloring book out.
you know what, going back to the old games kind of thing, one game I used to play a lot was the Beyblade games on the DS. And I definitely enjoyed that. Even though you could almost make an argument that it is shovelware because it's a tie-in game. I know not all tie-in games are shovelware, but if you get a tie-in game, a majority of them are going to be shovelware. Like, I remember I got the fucking Wreck-It Ralph game for the DS, and I remember being disappointed because I beat it within like 2 hours. I was sad. I felt bad for my parents because I was a wee little young lad, right? I don't buy my games. My parents bought my games. It was like a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or whatever. And I was like, this is what I want. I love the movie. I'm gonna love the game. I'm gonna play the game a lot. And then I beat it within like an hour or two, and I was upset. I was like, man, I really made my parents waste my money, waste their money on this. You ever have an experience like that? Where you felt remorseful
What?
for your you ever have a moment where you felt bad because you wasted a ton of money on something that was just not good?
Enough money. Something's not good. Hmm. I don't know. I don't usually have a ton of money.
Well, a ton of money could be relative. I'm not talking like $4,000 or whatever. Just like something that was definitely not worth the money that you paid for it.
My computer just rebooted for no reason.
Nothing comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What are we talking about now?
Money, wasting money on something that you definitely did not get any value out of.
I'd say my at least my first big waste of money that I remember is I bought that laptop, that gaming laptop for $1,000.
Oh yeah.
It definitely was not worth it. Should have just gotten a regular computer. I cannot remember why I did not.
Dude, for real, there's something intriguing about gaming laptops to those who don't have gaming computers. I was gonna buy a gaming laptop until I actually did buy a gaming laptop from Walmart, and it overheated before I even had a chance to turn it on. I read the instructions. It said like charge it all night and use it in the morning, and I did that, and it wouldn't turn on, but it just got super hot. So I returned it, and I, for the same price, I bought a 55-inch smart TV. I bought my gaming computer, and I bought like a keyboard set. And I think I still had like $100 left over. So, yeah, no, gaming laptops are definitely a quote unquote scam.
Yeah, the gaming laptops, there's never a reason why I could recommend a gaming laptop. So I do a bunch of IT stuff. I do contract work with a company and all that good stuff. I could never ever recommend a gaming laptop. It is the biggest waste of money ever. You're gonna get way better performance out of a PC. You're gonna get way better use out of a regular laptop. Most people that I talk to, they're like, oh well, I want a gaming laptop so I can take it around with me. I want a gaming laptop so I can blah 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 blah. I've met very few people that are like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to go play on McDonald's Wi-Fi at the McDonald's down the street instead of being at home with my real Wi-Fi. I want to go down to the coffee shop and play CS:GO. I want to go here and do this. I will say is that I have known incredibly few people. I will say incredibly few people that something like that would apply to, but it is normally people who travel for work. So I've met a couple of flight attendants, a couple of pilots that have them, and I can see it in that case, whereas they are literally traveling for work. But the average person that just goes back and forth from work and goes to college and whatnot, you you go to college to learn. Not saying that you can't have fun at sometimes, whatever, but there's rarely a reason why you need a gaming laptop there.
Yeah.
Rarely ever. You're just simply not going to have the time unless you live on campus. And even then, just bring your computer to campus.
Yeah. No, that's
It really is not a big enough burden unless you are flying back and forth between your college.
And I'll make an argument that it's even more redundant in this day and age because, okay, why do you get a gaming laptop? Well, to game, right? You want portable gaming. You got the Steam Deck now. And Steam Deck can't play every single game. However, it can play a good majority of it. And your Steam Deck is going to cost significantly cheaper. Like, it's going to be not the optimal setup, but what you could do is get a Steam Deck, a cheap personal laptop, and a low-end gaming PC, and you are set. For the same price you pay for a mid-range gaming laptop.
Yeah. And another, probably the biggest argument that I have against a gaming laptop, well, two biggest arguments against a gaming laptop is one, you're carrying that stupid power adapter everywhere anyway, because it can only last about 30 minutes. And nobody thinks that you're cool sitting in the back of a college classroom with a gaming computer. Literally nobody thinks you are cool. Nobody wants to sit there and have the RGBs in their eyes and listen to that stupid fan when you open up Google Sheets.
I fucking hate RGB.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that in the classroom. It's distracting. It's literally hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
For real.
You're gonna tell me that's the best thing you have for Google Sheets right there? Like, why?
For real. Dude,
you go to college, you get yourself $150 laptop from Walmart.
Yeah.
You're set.
Yes.
You are set.
And you know,
you don't need anything else unless you're doing drafting.
Yeah.
Or computer science. And even for computer science, it really depends. You really can run away with that $100. But you could really run away with that $150 laptop until you're doing 3D scapes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. 3D images, anything that you're going to do 3D images on, then you get something a little bit better. But $150, you don't need more than that. Even for a lot of games now, you can play CS:GO on a $150 laptop.
Dude, what CS:GO? When did CS:GO come out? I never played CS:GO, so I don't know. But when did CS:GO come out?
I'd have to.
Here, I'll brave it.
I'm thinking 2015.
2012.
2016.
So
dang, I was a little bit off.
CS:GO is 13 years old by this point. Well, August 21st, so 12 years old.
Well, CS:GO doesn't exist anymore.
Sorry, Reddit mods. It's 12 years old.
It's CS2 now. It's CS2 now, which came out like a year or two ago.
No, but okay, but arguably you could run CS:GO on your Lenovo Chromebook. Well, maybe that's an over exaggeration, but you get the point I'm trying to make.
Oh, that's a good thing to bring up too. Chromebooks.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing, in my opinion, that's if you're struggling, you're struggling, and if you need to open up a Google thing, it's not a bad option.
Yeah.
But that being said, in my opinion, if spending the extra $50 to $100 isn't an issue, that is the only thing that I think is worse than a gaming laptop is a Chromebook.
Yeah. Now,
E-
yeah, go ahead.
I just enough said. I mean, they're horrible. They're good devices for what they do, but unless you're literally only searching the web,
Mm-hmm.
like literally only searching the web, no Spotify, no nothing extra, nothing at once on those things because they have like a gigafart of RAM. They have a cool breeze worth of RAM. Anything past just opening it up like 4 or 5 Google tabs, you're cooked. You're done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the school I work at, they have Google Chromebooks, but that's because it's cheap for every student to have their own personal computer. Dude, we are having a bit of a situation at the school in terms of personal computers. So we were with IT Group 1 last year, right? Before that, we were with IT Group 2, and now we're back to IT Group 2. And IT Group 1 was a bit more laxed. IT Group 2 is a bit more vigorous and enforceful and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, we've been having an issue this year with students losing their laptops and breaking their laptops. And with IT Group 1, they didn't really care. But now with IT Group 2, the head person in charge, she wants to make the students pay for those laptops, which is rightfully just, in my opinion, because that's their responsibility. It's their laptop that this school's providing, right? So if this laptop breaks or they lose it, then the school's the one being stiffed, and it doesn't teach the kids any sense of responsibility for those issues. Anyways, the principal does not want that to occur because apparently we didn't give him fair warning or notice on simple facts like don't break your fucking Chromebook and don't lose your fucking Chromebook.
Yeah.
She's pissed, and she's gonna try and make the students pay, but I'm not fully into details of that because I'm not admin.
Yeah.
See, yeah, go ahead.
Something like that is hard, especially at a school like that.
Yeah,
because you got that school, over half of those kids get free lunch. Over half of those kids get free lunch because they make under their families make under the bracket.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a responsibility thing, but you're not really teaching the kids specifically any responsibility. It's just going to have their parents punish them because it's going to come out of their parents' thing. Their parents are on government subsidy anyway.
All right, sorry about that, guys. We kind of just doxed ourselves by accident, so we're back now.
my fault. Okay, so at the at other schools nearby at wealthier districts, you can make the argument that that's something that you can do, right?
Yes,
I mean, definitely you can make the argument that's something you can do, but at that school specifically, it's already an incredibly low income school. I mean, it really isn't correct in that sense. There could absolutely be some sort of punishment, but I think a monetary one is not the gameplay. I think that you could do something. You could do something with detentions and stuff like that, which I know costs more money, but it's not like the kids really enjoy doing that. Hold them in for certain periods. stuff like that.
Yeah.
Make them write. A good thing it would be to make them write essays on why they did that and what exactly happened, stuff like that. Things that kids aren't gonna like that isn't monetary, because at the end of the day, making them pay for a friggin' $50 Chromebook,
Yeah.
especially at a school where they're putting in $500 smart TVs in every room for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, the like
No, I get that. I get that.
the saying goes, your poor planning is not my emergency.
I get that, but also, first off, in regards to the punishment thing, it's a situation where admin doesn't punish. Admin doesn't want to do anything that would potentially get admin in any controversy. So admin would never do something like that here, which is the case. And
Yeah, charging is a good idea.
yes, because I completely get, dude, as someone who qualified for the free lunch program before we got universal free for lunch, because over 50% of the population of our area was in that poverty line bracket for free lunch. I understand money is not something that's always accessible. However, there's going to be no punishment coming towards those students, and we need those students to have some semblance of a laptop or a computer in order to get their work done in a lot of cases. So we're feeding them, where it's like that story about the guy feeding cats to the coyote. We're feeding them laptops. They can break it and they have no punishment or no responsibility or no whatever, so it's okay for them to break it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
think payment is literally for, like I said, for this specific district, in my experience, I think that is quite literally bottom of the barrel, worst punishment, because that also does not do anything towards the kids at all.
Yeah.
Because yeah, their parents are gonna yell at them, whatever. But you gotta think, these kids, majority of those kids cannot get a job, even if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot physically pay for that. And
No.
so it comes down to their parents, who are struggling enough. No. And I know that you agree with me, but it just really is such a bad petty. It's petty. It's completely petty, because it's not, at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it really isn't 100% about money. It's about
responsibility, but there's no way for us to enact or give them a sense of responsibility, because the teachers aren't going to do it because it's an admin issue. The admin's not going to do it because he doesn't want to do it, and so it's falling onto IT, and admin doesn't want IT to do it.
What I'm going to tell you, so I've done IT for a bit. What I'm going to tell you is the biggest issue to IT for that is, obviously they're not getting told that. Obviously, from what I can see, the previous IT people, whatever the Team 1, Team 2, Team 1, they never got talked about the money. So it's not about the money. Your IT2 is lazier than IT1, because you have to order those laptops, you have to set them up, you have to do all these other things in order to set up and make a whole new laptop for a kid. You have to do all that. It doesn't just happen. You don't just buy a laptop and it happens.
No, yeah. They gotta make the account and all that.
From what I can see, it just seems slightly lazy. And with working IT, that definitely, I'm gonna be real, that definitely could just be the case. Is that they don't like setting up a gazillion of these a month.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is fair to an extent, but I mean, come on,
it's arguably your job, and I'm not a kind of person to say it's your job, do it, because I think that's a terrible mentality. But ultimately, it's what you get paid for. It's what I get paid for. I get paid for teaching, I gotta go in and teach. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is different with IT, especially in IT doing in that environment, in a school environment. I I'm gonna be real. Your two main things doing IT in a school environment are set up stuff like that and the server rack, and that's pretty much it. That's your
Yeah.
job. Those are your jobs. It's not like you have a gazillion security things to go through or anything like that. There's not a huge chunk. There is sensitive information, but there's not a huge chunk of it to worry about, which is a big thing in security with IT.
A majority of our sensitive information comes from secondary sites.
Exactly. So there's nothing for them to uphold with that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the friggin' laptops half the time.
Yeah.
Which is annoying, but it quite literally is their job.
No, what
And not to be, that mentality. I guess I like about the video game thing. I think that I'm just really against doing that to those families. I don't think that it's right at all.
No, I get that. That's completely fair. I would argue, because I'm a bit more old school. I could definitely see the value with online for certain things, but I relatively try to avoid it. I mean, I'll use technology to make my job easier. Like, instead of using a whiteboard, I will use an iPad and screenplay it to the TV, right?
Yeah.
But the students are using pencils and papers because that's just easier and more accessible for them. And it's just, it's easier for me to write. It makes it a bit more clear. I don't have to worry about my markers going dead. All I gotta do is just make sure my iPad's charged.
Yeah.
Or I'll do Google Classroom and set them up with the ability to submit stuff online, but I prefer physical paper copies of stuff. And I'll post resources online, but they're always secondary, or I'll show it in class. So it's like, if you want to review it, it's here. Or if you missed a day, it's there. So online and technology is always secondary, except in the absolute cases where I can't. So I get that my positions in teaching are different than other teachers. However, I'm not opposed to just going back to a traditional computer room. Just a place with fixed computers that teachers can go to when they need to, or send a student there. Like, I mean, arguably, our librarian isn't needed in the sense of her being a librarian, because we don't have as many students who read. However, if we had her say, quote unquote, the computer room supervisor, then that kind of fixes that issue. I don't know how I'm trying to explain this. It makes sense in my mind. We go back to a computer room because the big issues, students are missing their computers are dead, their laptops, chargers are missing, etc., etc. So if you have a fixed place where people can just go and rent out times in which to use them, then that just makes sense in my mind.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that this isn't a some problem with your school specifically.
Oh no.
And it's it's definitely ridiculous for the payment thing to be an issue over there, because I know for sure, and you know what schools I'm gonna mention, but those two schools that have iPad, like name brand iPads and MacBooks and stuff for their students,
and Apple Pencils.
And Apple Pencils, they're not making their kids buy those. They are not. There's no way that they're making those kids buy those. It's the fact that it's a $50 thing that we can get recouped. It's not like I said, it's not about the money.
No, for real. It's just, again, I think there's a lot of inefficiency because everything is so accessible to these students that they don't understand struggle to an extent. Like in high school, I had a laptop, but I had the ability to appreciate my laptop because in elementary and middle school, there was the computer room. It was a room dedicated to the computer, right? We had to go in there, we had to go practice our typing. If we wanted to do something online, you had to go to the computer room. So when you get the accessibility of a portable computer and it's movable, then you tended to appreciate it more. And in terms of the students being little asshats to an extent, have you seen that latest TikTok online Instagram trend where students are just flushing stuff down to school toilets?
No.
Dude, it's insane. It's a real trend. People are just flushing stuff down toilets. The first notable instance was a kid flushing his binder down a toilet, and it got bad enough to where they had to shut down the school for like a week to unroot all the pipes and fix them. No
That's
joke.
crazy.
So
That is crazy.
what I'm getting at is kids can be little shits.
For real. I don't know. Like I think my bottom line is if you're going to make these IT people work at multiple districts, if they're going to make one school pay for the technology, then they should make all of them.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
Because there's no reason why our district should have to pay for the $50 Chromebooks, but the other two districts get away with destroying. I know those Apple pencils get lost all the damn time. I know that for a fact. Those things get lost all the time, and the iPad screens break, and there's no repercussion there either. And they have way more expensive equipment.
And I want to give you a guess as to how much they have listed for the charge of the Chromebooks. Because we just got.
I think it's like what I remember when I was there, and they were threatening to make us pay, and they were going to charge us like $200 or something like that.
They listed them as $300 as a repayment for any broken or missing Chromebooks.
You're kidding me.
$300. Now I know a computer isn't a cheap thing. However,
those Chromebooks are $50. I'm not even kidding or guessing. I'm not kidding or guessing. They're
but a $300
$50
laptop is it's a more legit laptop. It's not a Chromebook. A Chromebook is not a $300 laptop.
No, it's not. Those little white Chromebook things. Those are $50. 50 to 75 maximum. And that's if they're buying them separately. I know they buy those wholesale.
For real.
Those are literally the cheapest laptop you can buy. Like one of the cheapest laptops you can buy. And I'm sorry. That just really makes me mad.
No, I get it.
It's just not right. Whether you think that the kids are little shits or not, it's just not right.
No, and I get it. I don't want to make them pay per se. I know I was kind of just saying that. I just want some sort of accountability for these students.
Absolutely.
And it's just, it's not coming anywhere because, again, I hate to be the person who's like shirking it off and it's like, it's not my responsibility, but it's literally not a teacher's responsibility. It's either admin or IT, and admin doesn't want to do anything. It's just teachers who have to deal with the situation because now I get told I don't have, oh, sorry, Mr. Teacher, I got no laptop. My laptop's dead. My laptop's missing. I don't know who took my laptop. My laptop just stopped working even though I punched it after playing on a website I'm not supposed to be on. Like, stuff like that. The teacher's the one who's got to deal with the overflow.
Yeah.
And there's admin with a plunger and he's refusing to unclog the toilet.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I just could not imagine being one of these people on government subsidy that's literally living paycheck to paycheck and getting a $300 charge in for a $5 MacBook or a $5 Chromebook. I think that'd be it.
For real? Have you?
Because I'm gonna be real, a lot of these, at least from when I went to school, I know a lot of the kids that used to be like that back then were in troubled houses that were living paycheck to paycheck. That's why they were doing it for attention. And you know, that's I don't know.
No, for real, man. It's tough. It's a tough situation and a tough world we live in right now. But yeah, let's figure out a little something happy to end the night on.
I should speak.
Speak, boy.
Is he even
What?
there?
Yeah, he's there.
Say something. Say something.
Ashton, your
What?
your name's Obstagoon. Your gamer tag's Obstagoon. What? Elaborate. Why is that Obstagoon?
Badgers are cool.
You like your Badgers, and where's the Obsta come from? Oh shit! I fucked that up. It's ObstaTyph. Fuck. Fuck! I fucked that up bad.
Called his friend a gooner.
I called you a gooner. I'm sorry. But why is your name ObstaTyph?
Badgers are cool.
And it's named after what two Pokemon?
You tell me.
Dude sat him down and is talking to him like a little kid. Like a little kid in the special room.
I don't like the special room.
I know you love the special
You
room.
probably
like.
And Wubzie, would you like to tell us where your name came from?
I don't know.
Let's just say, perhaps he lives in a tree, and by chance he likes to play.
I think that's crazy because I literally didn't even think about that when I made my name. It was just and I know it doesn't seem it, but it legitimately was completely random. And then I remembered Wubzie after I did it. I'm not even kidding. It's like it was actually crazy. I'm like, oh brother.
That's crazy. I made my nickname for Minecraft at when we got Minecraft way back when, like 2014 or whatever. We had to make usernames, and I liked Walrus because it's fat and has a mustache.
That's fair.
That was fair.
Just like the new Steve. Oh, like
For
can we
real.
end off with
The Nether.
Steve? The Nether.
The Nether.
Flinted steel. Dude, who the hell? Pardon my French. What kid wants the fat fuck action figure?
For real. Dude, I saw a post where someone said it looks straight out of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and it was like, holy shit, it's right. It looks like I don't know. You guys watch South Park?
Every once in a while.
There's I can't remember the episode, but there's a scene.
You don't say his name. If you don't say his name, he will not answer you in any capacity.
There's a scene.
Ashton. Hey, there's a scene. There's a
scene, and I can't remember. I'll find it and I'll post it later. But it's the Alabama Man action figure. It's literally just a dude who bowls and beats his wife.
That's Steve.
And that's what exactly it reminded me of, because it's just a hyper realistic figure that does nothing.
I am gonna be real. I do like Jack Black.
I love Jack Black, and I think he's gonna do a great job placing blocks and shit.
Because he is in Minecraft. Yeah, I think that fat fuck action figure is crazy. I'm inviting a middle-aged man, please. Like that's so wild to me. I know it's wild to a lot of people, but oh my god.
When I asked my mom, she reminded me I already have 3 at home.
Yeah.
My last 3 Christmases consisted of Jack Black in different movies.
Now who's putting up now? When they fully release the toy, how soon do we get a jar?
Day one.
It won't fit.
A big jar.
You're gonna need to get
That's gonna be a whole ass mason jar.
You're gonna need to get a Circle K Super Gulp cup.
Oh, little clear one.
Yeah, the straw and everything.
For the Slurpees. You can't use the fucking Slurpee cup for the double cup.
You cannot use the fucking Slurpee cup for the. You cannot use the double cup for the fucking fat fuck.
Oh shit! I think it would be the most interesting collection I was thinking about collections the other day because I saw the dandelion woman. She's a lady on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever, who collects dandelion yellow crowns because it's a discontinued color. And that's what she likes,
Oh, I
right?
hate that woman. Okay, continue.
Okay, yeah, I can see why a lot of people would have disdain for her, but I can appreciate her passion. And I'm just thinking now, being the person who collects Jack Black action figures,
Oh my god.
because he's been in
You
so
know-
many movies that I could
know
arguably
what's-
have. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what's gonna be arguably more crazy than fat fuck action figure? Jason Momoa drag action picture. Action figure.
That. Jason
The-
Momoa.
He is literally not saying that I'm against it, but he is literally just in drag from every scene I've in the whole movie. He's got like eyelashes, whatever. I'm guessing they said it was like a circus thing or whatever. I'm guessing that he was like
bearded
a bearded
woman.
woman. Yeah, I think he's probably supposed to be like bearded woman or something. But damn, he just looks like he's in drag, which is fine. But the fucking fat fuck action figure and drag queen action figure is crazy lineup. One looks like he's incredibly homophobic, and the other one is in drag.
Have you seen the fucking villagers in this movie?
Oh my god. The subplot, the villager and fucking what's her name subplot.
That's
Sandra Bullock?
I wish that was me, but with like a female villager. I could
What
not. I think that's
Could
where we're
not
gonna end
let
it
this
off.
guy play modded Minecraft.
But I think that's where we're gonna end it off, everyone. So you guys have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed your stay in SloppyWorld. You guys have anything you want to say before we head off?
Clinton Steel.
Ashton?
And that's where we're gonna cut it off, guys. Actually, got anything to say, dude? Come on, buddy.
Chicken jockey.